they ask the question, what's wrong with this?
I've kind of tried. He's a blue. He's a blue.
It's TestguruTV time again. Sitting right next to me is the ultimate champion of testing, Jani, Tuna, Haikala.
Hello, and here next to me is Antti Niittyviita. He's a trainer, public speaker, and an author.
And this is a weekly show about mental health in software because everybody's just happier when software works.
Welcome to the show.
Wow, that was fluent.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Let's go to the question.
Yeah, this is, after all, a Q&A.
Yeah, let's discuss the question.
Yeah.
Question.
The question of the day is how to take infinite ideas into practice.
How to take infinite ideas into practice.
I have a short answer to this. Don't. Don't even try.
Don't even try. Yeah. I have a short one too, but that's a different. Pick one.
Yeah. Essentially the same.
Yeah.
Just rephrased. Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. That's the episode.
Yeah.
Take care and bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, but seriously, how to take infinite ideas into practice?
Yeah.
I think that like from some
Are
study...
you familiar with this type of situation where there is a lot of ideas?
Yeah, I think like originally I bumped into this like concept of like this stream of thoughts inside the human mind. It's like from some study, I remember it was something like 80,000 thoughts flowing through your mind a day. And like basically I would say that you're already dealing with an infinite amount of ideas and you're already picking some. And there are some rules in your mind and your psychology how you pick the ideas from all of those 80,000 a day. Yeah. So basically, I would say that it boils down to clarifying what are your rules to pick the ideas, how do you calibrate your attention to pick the ideas, and then which ones would you choose to take into action. So I think this is a psychology question to me.
Yeah, for sure. I do agree with that. Yeah. I mean, personally, this sounds very familiar, and I think it sounds familiar to just about anyone. Yeah. Really good in coming up with new ideas and getting excited about new things. And then
getting
I've
distracted.
I've also distracted.
Yeah, a little bit sneak peek behind the scenes, because every time when we sit down and start to record, we waste about 25 minutes before pushing the record button by just like adjusting the angles, adjusting the audio and stuff. Those are like distractions. And those are all ideas. Yeah, maybe we could improve the lighting a little bit. Stuff like that. So we should only do the work. Push the record button and start to discuss. So
But also in work life, personal life, career, whatever, I've kind of tried doing a lot of taking infinite ideas into practice, basically. And then when you're doing too much, you'll end up doing everything poorly, and then quitting in the end.
Yeah, so basically trying to do everything is like ending up to do nothing. So, I think like that takes me to the idea. I was like watching a keynote from a speaker called Alex Hormozy. He's an entrepreneur in gym domain, or originally was. He was a gym owner, but he just like made like millions and millions of euros or dollars in what he did, and he knew his way around in leading business. So one of his like key instructions for every entrepreneur and every leader and every professional was that pick one and then focus and that's it. So you might pick the wrong one, but if you pick that and start working, you will soon discover that it was the wrong one, and you will learn. And then you can pick again. But if you're trying to do everything at the same time, it won't work. So and that's the same thing that Matthew McConaughey told about in his book The Green Lights. He said that it's like the core of procrastination, everything that you are unable to pick one and go with it because you're afraid that it may be the wrong one or something like that. Big one and
that's
start.
me.
Yeah.
I confess right away, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds really familiar. Yeah. You said earlier in the beginning, I think, something about bringing your focus or attention to the right thing and picking that one thing. How do you think that happens? What any tips on how to do that? How to select the one thing? Or
I think like the human attention works like an antenna. So you have to adjust the frequency to receive a certain kind of a show. Like in these like 80s kind of vocabulary. Nowadays you just like choose to like pick up the address URL and go with that, stream it. So but anyways, adjust the frequency so you can receive a certain kind of show. And how do you adjust the frequency? Because like it's like 80,000 ideas and thoughts flowing through the mind, so you have to adjust the frequency to pick up the ones that you need, that serve you. So I think there are two things. You need to be clear on where do you want to go, where do you want to be. For example, in testing, what are you aiming for? What do you want to achieve? For example, in testing, or what do you want to achieve with the testing process? That's a different kind of an outcome. But anyways, you have to clarify the outcome. And then the second question is, how should I calibrate my attention to make it more possible to move towards the outcome? And here is a thing that I've noticed a lot of testers make a mistake. They ask the question, what's wrong with this? What's not possible in this? What's amiss? And stuff like that. They're always the negative kind of a pre-bias when you approach things. And when you ask yourself the question, what's wrong with this? What kind of answers will you get? A ton of answers about how things fail. So asking a different kind of a question, what's possible in this kind of a situation, will calibrate your like the frequency to give you answers like that. So the questions you ask give you the answers. So that's why I would say that it's yet again, clarify your outcomes and then think about the questions that you need to ask on a continuous basis.
Fantastic. I like that. Nice. From my perspective, since I think we've established that I have been in this situation and I've tried to take infinite ideas into. So I've sort of learned myself, but also read from elsewhere. And I would say, sort of, if I try to sort of summarize or give some points. First of all, I really like the idea that you write all those ideas down somehow, one way or on a paper or
it's
whatever.
Like brainstorming and stuff.
It's just sort of
brain dump.
Also, not only that you get the list, but also when you write something down. For example, you could go in the evening. You might want to go to sleep, and then there's a thought in your mind that you cannot get to sleep. So writing it down sort of helps. Just get it out of your mind.
I think it's actually curious when you start to write. It turns out it's not an infinite number. So you run out of the ideas eventually about this one topic.
Quite quickly. So. And then once you have those ideas written down, then it's about prioritization. Just selecting the ones that are actually matter. The ones that you actually want to proceed with. I wouldn't go as far as to say only pick one, maybe pick 3 or 5, or I don't know, a handful maybe. And then after that, just allocate time for those. Sort of those become categories that you want to work on, and then just put in your calendar a block of time for each category, and so start working with those. And then just repeat. Go to one.
That's actually like I would love to add one simple tool in that idea. So think about the topic you want. You have the infinite number of ideas. Just make the list. Circle the ones that are feasible. And all the circled ones, ask yourself the question, how valuable or how important is this right now from 1 to 10? 10 is the most important, 1 is not important at all. Give them a score and then see what scores you have, and that's your priorities. And then pick one and see what happens. So you have to always have to pick one, and then pick the second one, and then pick the second one. You cannot do it like in parallel.
That's nice.
But I love the paper and pen and paper tools.
And then obviously priorities change. So return to that list every now and then, every week, every month, every year, whatever it is. Just you rework it over and over again.
And ask the friends. More ideas.
True. Do you think we have this covered?
I think like that's an incredible set of valuable tools for the question. Quick recap, I would say begin with the end in mind, have the outcomes in mind, calibrate your attention, and then deploy a tool to like really work through the ideas. So pick a tool. Pen and paper tools work for us. Something else may work for you. Some actually even see a psychologist to discuss these kinds of stuff. I've done that too. And that's a valuable tool as well, but it's more expensive, so pen and paper are easier and faster on this account.
At least to start with. If you're not getting anywhere, then maybe consider other options.
But I feel like the question has been answered.
Nice.
Do you feel like the question was answered? Do you want to bring up something on your mind? Please don't hesitate to use the comments. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with someone else, like the video, or send hearts and send thumbs, because that way the algorithm may show it to someone else who may benefit from this. And that way we can improve the mental health of the whole software industry globally.
That's what we want.
Yes. Let's make software industry epic.
That's a good goal. Definitely the best idea out of all the infinite ideas.
Let's make the software industry epic. Let's go into the practical details of it.
Let's leave that for another day.
How? Yeah, you could actually ask the question, how do you make software industry epic? That would be a valuable question. Please post it in the comments if you still watch. Take care and...
thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.